Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, but before I actually get into this video, I have something really important that I want to speak about. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world, especially in America, and I just want to let everyone know that I am there for them. This is a very difficult time for a lot of people in the world, and as a person in my position, I have no idea what it must be like for you. But I just want to let everyone know that I'm here for you and I'm going to be doing everything in my power to try and help the situation. Personally, I think all humans in the world are beautiful regardless of their race or ethnicity. And to be honest, my heart goes out to everyone involved who is affected by these recent events in America. Some people may say that it is a bad idea for me to currently make sort of content on YouTube that is, upbeat and happy. But to be completely honest, I feel like as a YouTuber and a content creator, it is my job to just give 10 minutes of wholesomeness to whoever wants to watch this video, and maybe some people will find it as a bit of an escape from a crazy world. Just 10 minutes of happiness. But yeah, I'm going to be leaving some links in the description to where you can possibly donate to help the cause, and also just some more information about it because I'm not the best person to sort of speak about this. But without further ado, let's get into the quality, wholesome content that you guys know me for. So today I am finally creating more art with my Copic markers. It's actually been quite a while since I've done a Copic illustration for reasons that I won't speak about now. What is a better way to get back into Copics than with a Copic color challenge? I am so excited. So to start this off, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a sketchy sketch, and I'm just doing this with a HB pencil, sharpened really sharp so that I can get a nice clean soft line that I'll be able to erase later. Now you're probably wondering what I'm drawing today. Well, I'm actually going to be drawing something quite simple because I felt like getting back into Copics, I just wanted to draw something cute and simple and wholesome and happy, and try not to do anything too complicated because, to be fair, this is a color challenge, and sometimes with color challenges you will get better results if you keep it simple so that you don't have to color too many different things in the same color. So as you can see, I am drawing an adorable little puppy here. It's been quite a while since I've drawn a little animal, but this time I'm actually doing it in a bit more of a cartoony style. I just really felt like doing a cartoony dog, and for the dog breed I actually decided to go with a little Maltese. I also decided that I wanted to add a few flowers in his mouth. I just thought it would be really cute to do this tiny adorable little puppy just holding up some flowers, being all adorable. But yeah, after I got that sketch roughly how I liked it, I went over and I erased most of it with my kneadable eraser. This is just to pretty much lighten up the sketch as much as I could so that I could go over the top with my line art. Now this is a blue and yellow color challenge. Now I don't actually own any yellow fine liners. That would be a pretty cool thing to own, but I don't own any of them. But I do own this blue inking pen that I got recently. And to be fair, this inking pen was the perfect one for me to use in this color challenge because that means that I don't actually have to add any black to this illustration. It is completely yellow and blue, and I can get some nice lines that will help my adorable little puppy show himself to the world. Now this pen that I'm actually using today is a Tombow ABT brush pen. This is a dual brush pen actually because it also has this nice bullet nib on one end and the brush on the other end, and I really like these because you can use them to draw, you can also use them to color in, and you could even use them because they are water based. You could use them with a bit of water to make a little bit of a watercolor effect, which is really cool. But once it's dried, it is waterproof and Copic proof, so that's why I love to use it with my Copic artworks, because I can add a pop of color into the line art and yeah, just get some different effects that I really like. Now with this, I am pretty much just using the bullet tip nib because I wanted to keep this sort of simple, and obviously I wanted a nice bold outline for this adorable little doggy. And yeah, this little bullet nib was perfect for the job. Now that I've got most of the lines how I like them, I'm just going to go around the outside and in some areas to thicken those lines just a little bit, because you don't really get any variation in thicknesses with this bullet nib. But that's why I go around the outside, just to, you know, emphasize some areas and just make it look a little bit more complete. So now is time for the colored Copic markers. This is the reason you're watching this video, and I was so excited to get into this part. Now, with using lots of different colors, because today I'm actually going to be using every single blue and every single yellow. So not only is it a 2-color challenge, it is every single one of those 2 colors that I have. But because I'm doing that, I'm trying my best to keep it sort of subdued. I know I'm using a lot of colors, a lot of different tones of these 2 colors, but I don't want it to look too crazy. You know, I could color the dog in like, you know, multiple different colors, or I could like do the leaves in like really bright contrasting, you know, yellows everywhere, and then like blues everywhere too. And I kind of wanted to try and avoid that a little bit because I didn't want the artwork to look too crazy. I kind of wanted to give it a bit of a happy sort of chill feel to it. And because I was trying my best to use every single color, I wanted to use every single color sort of sparingly, if that makes sense. So with all of these leaves, I am using every single yellow to make the leaves in the background. I'm starting off with the very, very light yellows first, going from sort of lightest to darkest, just so that I could, you know, get a handle on all of the values. So I'm adding a lot of light yellows here, and then as I progress through all of the colors, I'm adding darker and darker yellows towards the background of the sort of leaves and bushes behind him. This is also going to help add a little bit of depth to these bushes. As you can see, the leaves towards the front is obviously going to get more sunlight on them, and the leaves sort of deeper in the bushes will naturally be a bit darker because they're, you know, getting shadows casted on them. Now I am actually quite lucky in the fact that I do have a whole lot of yellows. I have pretty much almost all of the yellows in the Copic range, and this is partly because yellow is one of my favorite colors, but also I'm very lucky in the fact that recently, well, not too recently, but sort of recently, I did actually win a competition that Copic was holding, and they sent me a set of yellows, and that was very, very exciting for me because I never actually win anything like that. But because of that reason, I did have a whole lot of yellows in my arsenal to be able to be used in this video. So now that we've got most of those leaves done, I'm going into the little puppy dog here, and I'm adding some shading to him. Now I'm keeping the shading pretty soft actually, and I'm using some very desaturated light sort of beigey yellow tones, and that's because I want him to be separated off from the background. As you can see, there are a lot of saturated, bright, sunny sort of yellow colors in the background, and I didn't want to add too much to the dog because I feel like he would sort of disappear into the background. Also, Maltese dogs are white or, you know, very light colored, and yeah, that was a perfect pick for this. So now that I've got that part done, I'm going into the ground here and I'm just drawing in some blades of grass. Now I am using yellow. I'm using some very sort of slightly greenish yellows. They're more on the sort of cool side with a bit of a green tinge to them, and I picked those ones specifically for the grass because obviously grass is green. Now this is a yellow and blue challenge, so it is finally time to get into the blues because we've done a whole lot of yellows. So with the blues, I'm going into every single section behind all of the leaves, and I'm adding just a nice sort of blue tone to that as if it was the sky behind it. I imagine that this little doggy lives in a yard on a hill, and obviously when you're up high you can see more of the sky. So the theme for this artwork is actually sunshine, so I wanted to draw this as if it was a nice sunny day with a nice clear blue sky, and of course those are the perfect colors for that. So I'm going into the background and I'm just adding in pretty much every single blue that I own, and I'm just doing them in different sections here and there. As you can see, some parts have slightly more greenish blues and some parts have slightly more purplish blues, and obviously there are some sort of more neutral sort of like bluey blues as well. And I'm actually going to be going in with some parts of the dog as well, because I can't just have him all light. I need to add a little bit of darkness there. As you can see on his nose, I actually colored it in with a nice really dark blue as well. I'm trying to add a subtle gradient to the background as well. As you can see, there are more darker blues down towards the bottom of the drawing and more lighter blues towards the top of the drawing. And a sneaky thing I actually did as well is with the little dog's eyes and also the stems of the flowers, I layered some yellow and blue over the top of each other, because those two colors actually turn into green when you mix them. So that was perfect so that I could have some nice bright green stems on these flowers. But I tried to keep it so that the green wasn't too intense. I wanted to have a nice sort of soft green that didn't really detract from the yellow and blue color scheme. For the top part of the illustration, I used a really nice sort of warm, sort of greenish blue, which is for the sky, and I decided to do that one because it was just a nice sort of pale warm blue color that would work really well with the colors. But you see, after I added those dark colors behind the leaves, I felt like I needed to just add a little bit more sort of emphasis on the dog, because the outlines of the dog did sort of disappear a little bit because they are a dark blue, just like the dark blues behind the leaves. So to combat this, I went back in with my sort of inking pen, and I just sort of went around those outlines just a little bit more, just around the outside of the dog, to give it a bit more of a darker outline, as well as draw your eye into the creature that is the emphasis of this drawing. This really helped to just emphasize him and solidify his outline, and I think he turned out really cute. I really like the results of this, and I think it just looks so adorable, and yeah, I'm thrilled with it. But the video isn't over just yet. I actually did another little bonus drawing. This is just a cute small drawing that I did on the offcut of paper from the first drawing, because I sort of cut it to size. I just couldn't get out of my head the cute little Pokemon Shinx. Now this color challenge was actually perfect to draw a little Shinx as well, because Shinx is in itself blue and yellow. I couldn't help myself. I had to do another drawing, especially since I was just so excited to finally get back into my Copics, and doing one drawing just wasn't enough. I had those creative juices flowing, and I just wanted to draw something else, something cute, and of course I had to do Pokemon. Now I did use a black pen in this one because this is mainly just a little bonus drawing. This isn't exactly part of the challenge, this is just a little extra. And I'm using my Tombow Fudesuki. I can't exactly pronounce it because it's Japanese. It is a sort of brush pen, sort of calligraphy type pen, and it is amazing because it is Copic proof. And it just has this really awesome plastic sort of nib that is flexible yet still sort of strong enough for me to get control. And I love this pen. This is actually my favorite brush pen to use. And Shinx is one of my favorite Pokemon, so to be honest, this is perfect. Now it's time to use my kneadable eraser like I did before. This eraser is amazing. I love this eraser because it really helps erase those outlines, but doesn't exactly erase the inking like other pens do. Sometimes when you go over the inking with a normal eraser, it will sort of soften those lines, or God forbid, smudge them. But this kneadable eraser is actually gentle enough that it doesn't do that, so love it. Now I'm using the Copic colors yellow and mint blue to go in with the colors of this adorable little Shinx. And for the black parts on Shinx, I'm actually coloring it in a sort of dark soft blue as well. I believe the color is Agate, and I love this color because you can use it for like sort of grayish blue colors, but it still adds a bit of color in there. Now I wanted to stick with the B and Y to YR color scheme, so for the pink parts on Shinx I went in with light orange, which is a YR color, so it's still sort of yellowy. But it's close enough to pink that it does work. After this I just added a little bit of white gel pen and signed it, and here's the adorable Shinx. So thank you guys so much for watching. Here is the final results, and I love these drawings, they're just so wholesome and cute. And I honestly really hope that I put a smile on someone's face at least, because that's basically all I want to do on my channel. I just want to spread positivity and maybe give someone a smile or a laugh, and yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please smash like and subscribe to get your Scribble fix in the future, and check out those links in the description below as well. I hope you all have a good day, and I hope good things happen to each and every one of you. And on that note, I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.